Oh, yeah. That's right. We have returned, baby. That's right. Yin-Yang Reviews is back. What is going on? My brother from another mother, filmmaker, director. He's done it all. Billy Hanson, welcome back, bud.
How's it going?
Yeah, man.
You know, we've done this enough times now. I'm starting to hear that intro song in my dreams.
In your dreams. You know, we gotta get the intro in there, get everybody pumped up.
Love it.
That's right. The director of Bone Cold. That's right. Hanging out with your boy Samurai Guy. So make sure you guys check out his psychological horror thriller. That's right, on Amazon Prime. And soon to come to Tubi, but it's also on Peacock as well. And you can get it on Blu-ray. So check out some Cold That Be Bone. That doesn't sound right. That did not sound right at all.
That's the sequel title.
Yeah. But yeah, make sure you guys check it out. It's really entertaining. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, man, we are back with another Yin-Yang Reviews video. The series that me and Billy created and started here for the channel, where we get an excuse to review two films and talk about two movies that are the complete opposite, which in this case, they're in the same genre, but they're still completely two different type of movies.
Yeah.
In the genre of horror, completely, two different types. So, but back in the day, 5,000 years ago, back in 2023, we were having a blast. So if you guys missed this episode, please check out the last Yin-Yang Reviews that we did. Sometimes They Come Back and Gerald's Game. It was all about the Stephen King, and we did that during the month of October, in the spirit of Halloween. And I that's probably one of our best episodes,
I think so. I remember having a lot of fun in that one.
Yeah. We
a lot about the music.
Yeah. The Lifetime channel music for Sometimes They Come Back. Yeah. But if you guys have not seen this episode, please check it out for sure here on the channel. It's a lot of fun. And the goal, because we were trying to do Yin-Yang Reviews every week, the goal was to pick a director, and we were going to do two films from that director. And so the next goal was Clive Barker, and we were like, we don't want to do Hellraiser. I mean, we love Hellraiser, but we don't want to do Candyman. It's like everyone's reviewed, talked about those movies 5 billion times. Let's go to the obscure stuff. Let's Clive Barker, inspired, or they used his shorts to create their own movies. Let's do that. That'd be a lot more interesting. And was it interesting? We have two today.
I'm so glad we did. I love Candyman. Like when I think of Clive Barker, Candyman is my thing. Like that one, I'll never forget that movie. But I'm glad we did these because it gives me a much better idea of how messed up that guy must be.
Oh man, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to take a beak. I can speak in the English today. I just woke up, guys. Give me a break here. A peek into the mind.
Oh yeah.
Of the legend. I'm still glad that we did not forget these, because we were still gonna hey, let's bring back Yin-Yang. Yeah. And we were like, hey, which movie should we do? And I was like, hey, let's just still stick to the plan and let's do the Clive Barker choices. Oh, we got Kevin in the house from the UK. Evening Movie Dojo Army, PhatSamuraiGuy, special guest Billy Hanson. There's some people call him Billy Handsome. Oh shit! Yeah.
Actually, most people call me that. Oh my God. No.
Yes, it was an interesting watch. Yeah, we enjoyed it. Yeah, for sure. Very different.
I feel like all the movies too that we've watched, like even the ones that were like, what the hell was this?
Yeah,
we have the best time watching them.
Yeah, I mean, I think I still recommended Cherry 3000 or
Cherry 2000. Yeah.
2000, yeah. I think I still recommended it, even though I had a lot of issues with it. I think I still recommended that because I know people enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're back again with another Yin-Yang. Do you have IMDb up loaded?
I do.
And loaded? Yes, thank you so much. He is Mr. Plot Synopsis reader on Yin-Yang. I'm having him do all the hard work. Let's go ahead and kick it off. Let's start with Book of Blood. Now, I had no idea. I watched this on Tubi. Both of these films are on Tubi. I watched Book of Blood on Tubi. apparently there's an unrated director's cut version, and I'm curious if that was better.
Interesting.
Yeah, I saw the DVD cover and it said unrated cut, so I don't know if you guys have seen that. Let us know if that's a better version of the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's kick it off. Book of Blood.
All right, Book of Blood. A paranormal expert discovers a house that is at the intersection of so-called highways, transporting souls in the afterlife.
There you go. There you go. And the
That
movie
is a weird synopsis.
constant. Yeah, I know. Well, it's IMDb, right?
Yeah.
IMDb classic plot synopsis. But don't forget, everybody watching, these will be spoilery. Yin-Yang reviews are usually spoilers. But yeah, you could do your version of the plot synopsis, Billy, if it makes it easier.
Man, yeah. I feel like it's a paranormal professor recruits a tech guy and a supposed psychic to look into this haunted house and finds this intersection, and then discovers that, I mean, I don't know if we want to get into the ending and stuff now, but there's a lot of interaction, say, between the dead souls and this living psychic.
Right. Yes. Yes.
And it's very gross and gruesome.
Well, right off the bat, I say the best, most interesting, and craziest scene is the beginning, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This was insane, dude.
I started the movie and I was like, kind of put it on, and I had like kids running around in the back and all this stuff. And I was kind of like tucked away to myself. And then that scene happened, and I went, Jesus, I need to watch this in private. Like when everyone's asleep, like no one needs to see this or even know this is happening. So that really kicked it off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like it's crazy in the beginning, and I feel sorry for this girl. Poor thing. When you didn't think it was going to get worse, it got worse.
I couldn't tell. Like at first, I couldn't tell what was happening.
Yeah,
I was kind of like, is she being assaulted by a ghost? Because that's what it looks like. It
that's what's happening.
Pulls her underwear down for a second, and I was like, "What am I watching right now?"
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it just rips her face off, and it's. I think I've talked to you before about how it's hard to get me with practical effects in movies. I do it a lot. I work with practical effects people. I know how it's sort of constructed. That one got me really good. I was like cringing and ducking away from the screen a little bit. That was a gnarly effect.
Yeah, I think my response was, I was like, "Oh shit!" Yeah, that was my response, because it was just like,
oh man, and it's just sudden and out of nowhere.
She was still alive for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, Jesus.
That's right. They show her with no face, just skull and teeth. It looks like they live. Yeah, and she's like breathing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a promise of a very nasty movie.
Right.
And I don't think it ever got to that point again.
No. But yeah, a crazy scene, which leads to, again, because of what happened, our Professor Thirsty. We're gonna call her Professor Thirsty.
That's a solid name for her.
I mean, Gatorade is thirst aid for that deep down body thirst.
I mean,
for this I was like, damn. Like as soon as the boy walks in, I mean, she's just like, and when she's teaching a class, I mean, she's just like already like, do me now. Yeah. Like she had the bedroom eyes immediately. Oh, yeah. She never even met this guy.
No, he walked in and she's like, I'm gonna fuck that guy.
And then the guy sits down to the student next to him, and the girl's like, she's got bedroom eyes. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
This guy's got the he's got the look, I guess. But let's before we get into the plot here, John Harrison's the director. He did some miniseries of Dune. Mostly known for probably Tales from the Dark Side, the movie, which was fun.
Yeah,
back in 1990. He did 8 episodes of the Creepshow series, which is awesome. Let's see what else we have here. Oh no, Supernova's on the list. We'll skip over that. That probably was not his fault. But he directed 1 episode of a show that me and Lady Fat Blood at some point will review and talk about here. Kindred the Embraced, which I thought was I bought it for comedic purposes because we're trying to catch up on cheesy 90s vampire shows.
Oh, sweet.
And I bought it for her, and I had no idea. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of sap, there's a lot of love, there's a lot of romance stuff in there. And you know, me and Lady Fat Blood were like, eh.
Yeah.
However, if you ever wondered what would a vampire show look like if it was like The Godfather,
that's interesting,
bro. Different clans. It's like mafia.
Oh, that's cool.
And we have drive-bys. We had fights on rooftops. We have like, I was like, whoa. Okay, I'm watching now. I'm watching. Because I was going to have her watch up by herself. Like, hey, enjoy this cheese fest, right? And I was like, holy shit, this is the fucking Godfather with vampires. So, yeah, we'll talk about that in the future, though. But unfortunately, it got canceled. There's only one season. Let's see what else he's done here. He did some Tales from the Crypt episodes. OG.
Yeah, he's done a lot of this kind of horror stuff.
Yeah, for sure. So that's awesome. So shout out to the director. Let me go back here. The actors in the film, the lead guy that everybody has bedroom eyes for, played Jonas Armstrong, plays Simon McNeil. He looked familiar, and I remember there was a BBC Robin Hood series. He played Robin Hood. I was like, that's where he's from. But Sophie Ward, Professor Thirsty. She when was the last time you've seen Young Sherlock Holmes?
I don't know if I've ever seen Young Sherlock Holmes.
Bro, it is one of the most underrated child 80s movies ever. Extremely underrated. And it's 80s. Nice. It's 80s, so you know what that means. It's fucked up, and there's moments in there that are scary, actually scary for a kids movie.
Yeah,
because it's 80s, man.
Of course. Yeah, they didn't care about scaring your kids back then.
No. But Spielberg, I believe, produced it, and it's kind of a what if movie where, because you know, Watson and Sherlock Holmes didn't meet when they were young,
right.
But the movie makes it clear that this is a what if story. Like, we're just doing this for fun. This is not like canon to the books. But dude, it's dark. There's like a cult involved. There's murder. There's tons of death in it, and some very interesting practical and visual effects for its time. Yeah. So check out Young Sherlock Holmes, man. Check it out.
You're making me want to go back and just explore a bunch of 80s stuff now.
Yeah. But Sophie Ward was like the love interest to Sherlock when she was really young in that movie.
Nice.
But yeah, she recruits him. She instantly, I have issues with this movie, man. I feel like there's a good movie in here somewhere.
Yeah.
And I have issues with it.
One of those movies that, like, when I got to the end, I went back to the beginning and I watched the first third of it or so, and I was like, oh, now I kind of get what you guys were doing. But the whole time watching it, I was kind of scratching my head like, I don't really know what is happening. I don't know what the purpose of anything is right now.
Right. And I thought the movie was kind of going to give us a twist to where, oh, she knows exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
Oh, this was a setup put together by her. By the end, she's the chosen one, I guess, to read the book and write down the stories of the dead, and bring them across. But I don't know why she has white hair all of a sudden, and dresses like she's in the Victorian era.
Yeah,
but I don't know. For a second there, I was kind of hoping, she knows what's going on.
Yeah,
like this is like something sinister and evil. But it didn't really go that way. But our lead here, he's eating at Applebee's in the beginning of the movie, struggling to eat. He gets kidnapped by a mercenary and basically is brought to this secluded place. And you can see all the writings on the body. And basically the mercenary was hired by her to find him because I guess he escaped. I guess he escaped, right?
Yep.
But what's funny was as soon as the mercenary, takes his clothes off, right? He goes, go ahead and say it. Do you remember the line he says?
No.
He says, this is not verbatim, but he said something like, as soon as he, takes his shirt off and he sees all the writing, he's all like, you're like a bloody book of blood or something like that.
He literally says, "You're a book of blood,"
and I was like, he did the thing. He did the thing. But
he really did the thing.
But we'll get back to this a little bit later. What happens? So then we have a kind of a flashback. So she wants to. She and her simp friend, cameraman simp cameraman. What are we calling this guy?
Yeah, I mean, simp man is plenty because like
the
first thing he says is like, you need to get laid. I'm right here.
I'm available.
And then later in the end, she gives him a beer, and he has this look of hope, like, is it gonna happen now? No, man, no, it's not gonna happen.
But she needs an editor, cameraman, and someone to record anything paranormal. So she recruits him, Simp Man. And Simp Man go to the house that's pretty much been abandoned after this horrible incident. And they go in there and they kind of spend the night there and they do their investigation. And it's supposed to be like, it starts out to be like, we're trying to do some good. You know, there is a purpose to this, but then it turns into something else a little bit later. And we had a wonderful cameo by Pinhead himself, Doug Bradley. Look at him there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was the original resident way back in the day, who was in the occult and used to do. Did he do seances? He held gatherings.
He would like entertain famous people, is what they said.
Right.
They entertain famous people by like showing them the dead or like communicating with the dead.
Yeah. But it goes horribly wrong for Doug in the movie. Yeah, it goes horribly wrong for his character. You don't see him anymore. But yeah, it's been bad since his character, I think. That house has just been haunted and a horrible place.
Just a place you want to avoid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole
or if you want to get freaky, you know, if you want to, you know, get a little spicy up in there. True.
But that's what that girl did. That's what that girl was doing. She was, what did they say? She was when they're walking into the house and they're having that first scene of like, oh, what happened here? Well, this girl died. She was really into sex and death.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
What? These teenagers into sex and death all the time. Like,
yeah. It's one of those. So they set up
thirsty professor.
Yes. So she brings Mr. We're going to call him Mr. Clairvoyant.
Mm-hmm.
She brings in Mr. Clairvoyant for you know, to assist with the investigation, aka he's hot. Let's bring him in. And crazy shit starts happening. She feels like she got possessed. I like that scene where it was just a handprint on her face.
That was cool.
That was cool.
That was really cool. There were effects in the movie that I kept getting impressed by. Like
the fountain of blood was solid. That was pretty
coming
decent.
out of I mean, almost all the effects. I think there were only one or two where they're like cutting skin or something, and it looked a little like Play-Doh or something. But like literally only one or two in a movie full of practical effects. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and then you have with the yin and the yang with this episode, you have some really cool visual effects, and then you have really bad jump scares. There's some bad. There were some decent ones, and then there was like, oh no, why did you do that?
Yeah,
why did you do that? Why did you do that?
You didn't need that.
It's like the guy with the simp man with the camera is going down the hallway, and he turns and sees. He sees, oh no, Doug Bradley's painting. Yeah.
Ah! Music sting, and it's like, all right.
If that was his only cameo, that might have been funny. Like the painting of Doug Bradley. Hey, Doug, we need you to just do this and make an evil face, and we're gonna do a painting of it. And if you guys are wondering, all you badasses watching right now, I had the pleasure and the honor of interviewing Doug Bradley last year, so make sure you guys check out that episode. Yes, he's a sweetheart, man. He's a sweetheart.
Oh, that's funny.
And you're gonna be interested to hear what he thought of the most recent Hellraiser film. And I don't know how. No, he's never like anywhere else. My channel is the only channel for the first time where he like addressed it and talked about it. Because when I asked him the question, I assumed 5 billion people asked him that already. Hey, what do you think of the new Hellraiser? Hey, what do you think of the new Hellraiser? But apparently he's never publicly talked about what he thought about it.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Only on my channel. So
I would be really interested to hear that.
Yeah, so to make sure you guys check it out. But yeah, Simp Man, a painting. Oh God. But yeah,
God, look at this woman not having sex with me.
The thing, the ghosts, their thing was they fuck people up, and then they like to write on the walls saying "Don't mock us." And I'm not sure. Well, I guess whatever she was doing in the house, they took offense to it. I don't know if this was warranted as revenge. I don't know. I think it's a little bit overboard.
That was crazy. That was a lot.
Yeah, it was a little bit overboard.
Like, I feel like when you promise something like that too, in a villain, in a monster, and like the dead, whatever, you gotta take some bigger swings too. Like, because the rest of the time, all that's happening is, the stuff that you talked about, like her getting a hand over her mouth at one point, and then I think getting scared of paintings, and then there's a lot of conversation about hallucinations and dreams, and then they talk about their backs. I don't know. Like, the rest of the time, I'm like waiting for someone else's face to get ripped off or something.
Right. I guess at this point in the movie, they didn't mock them that badly.
Yeah,
I guess their offense level is a certain peak to where they just go insane. But yeah, crazy shit happens. There's writings on the wall, and then especially this shot here, there's like tons of writing. This is when it is the big reveal is that Mr. Clairvoyant is a charlatan.
Yeah,
apparently he's a charlatan. Now this is where I have some questions. What was the fucking point?
Yeah,
what was the point of that? What was the point?
I thought at that point, when it was like they had gone through all of this stuff, they were confronted with these ghosts that were in this house, and she was going to be writing a book about the paranormal being real, and then the rug is sort of pulled out, and it's like, oh, this guy who she's also at that point sleeping with is a bullshit artist. Like, he's faking this. Like, so then it's like, well, why is he faking it, and like, what does that mean for the story?
I don't think that was answered.
I don't think it was either, because it was I thought it was like, is it a cry for help from him because he's got this messed up past and he had this woman who believed in him, and like, that's pretty crazy, but that's almost more of a drama, not a Clive Barker horror movie. So I'm kind of like, where are we going from here?
And the 3-second flashback of the car accident to when I'm assuming that's when he got the abilities. But
they said he predicted the car accident.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. But really, that wasn't. It was really like, it was like a flashback. I was kind of like, come on, guys. Like, what's going on? So anyway, because he says he used to have these abilities, right? And then it went away, and now they're back.
Yeah, like she somehow brought it back out of him.
Oh yeah. Oh, like, she brought it out of him already.
She brought something out of him. It was. I will say, one thing I like about this movie, and I've talked about this. My wife and I were just talking about this, about how movies just aren't horny anymore. There are just no horny movies.
And well, this movie, horny is offensive now, apparently.
Is it really?
Everything's offensive. Oh, I'm just throwing it out.
I was about like, oh yeah, okay, I guess. But they're just
stop being pansies. Everybody today, Jesus, it's okay to be horny in movies. It's fine.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah, but I was kind of like watching it, like, oh yeah, people are attracted to each other. People want to bang each other. Like,
like,
you don't really see that very much.
No romance or long drawn out romance needed. No, we just want to hook up.
She is Professor Thirsty. Hot dude came in and is sleeping in the next room. Both into ghosts.
This is the spicy Yin-Yang reviews episode we got going on. This is the spicy one. But man, even her dreams, bro. I assume.
Yeah.
even her dreams, she dreamt of him in bed, and basically she goes in to check on him, and he goes, I was like, why is he acting different? Because the whole movie he's been shy and reclusive.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden he's like up in bed, and he's all like, so you couldn't sleep either, I see. Right? All we needed was the bomb chicka wow wow, right?
Yeah.
And then she goes in there, and he goes, I have a headache. I can't sleep either. And he goes, but I need to relax. I usually masturbate when it helps me relax. I was like, what is happening? And then it escalates from there. And then she wakes up. She was just having a thirsty dream.
I mean,
spice on it.
Yeah. I'm very glad my kids weren't in the room for that.
You did a great job. You're a great father.
I try.
But yeah, that really, him being a charlatan, and then all of a sudden, no, it's real. That last time where they, because they leave him in the room to where the horrible incident with the girl happened, and then he basically faked all of this, like he was getting attacked and all this. He must have some talent. He must be a hell of a ventriloquist.
Yeah, he was doing. They had that one scene where they explained like 2 of the tricks that he had done, like what did they say, like an energy emitter, magnetic energy emitter, and then the guy Simp Man is just like, yeah, that'll mess up my equipment. That'll do it. Like, okay. And then
but he did, like, they were hearing like 10 different voices in the room. So he's got a talent there.
The gunpowder. Oh, that's they couldn't explain how there was writing on the wall and it lit fire, and then they took it to a lab and discovered it was just gunpowder that he snuck in with pills or some crazy, like, it's very elaborate.
It's like perfectly timed to explode and set off and get fire. It was like, oh boy.
Wildly elaborate plan.
But then after that, they attack him for realsies. Excuse me. The ghosts must have been really offended by the sex scene. They were like, you motherfuckers coming in here and fucking. What's everybody coming in here and fucking in our room? All right, stop mocking us.
This is a chaste zone.
So they really attack him for reals, but by this point, they're like, you need to get the fuck out of the house, bro. Like, you're fake, you're charlatan. And he's like, no, it's real. And he runs back up to the house, to the room, to prove it. And then it just gets completely worse. And the ghosts are like, oh, this motherfucker came back up here? All right. Y'all ready? Everybody ready? Everybody got their cutting utensils.
Shards of glass.
Shards of glass. And they start to cutting. It's a crazy visuals at the end. And you can see the dead. This is the crossroads. The dead are trying to come through here. But they want their story to be told, so they're basically carving their story and what happened to them in his skin, and aka his skin becomes the book of blood. But yeah, like you said, there was some solid visuals, with the whole finale of the ghosts walking around, and you finally see them cross over. But the only thing that I still was just, maybe this was better in the book, the short novels or the books. I think this was 2 stories put together. Two of Clive Barker's shorts were put together.
That makes sense.
But I feel like you have the scene where, the Professor Thirsty is sitting there and she's almost like in a trance. And you have these insects around her. And then you have Simp Man going, it's you. You're doing this or something or something, like, what do you, like, dude, what do you know? Could you tell the audience what's happening?
Yeah.
And I'm just throwing a Hail Mary here, like she's the chosen one to help guide, to write to write down from the book of blood, from his skin, and document all the stories of the ghosts while bringing them across. I'm throwing the Hail Mary here because the movie.
That makes sense.
Okay.
But yeah, the movie doesn't really seem to explain it. Like when I got to the end, that's why I kind of had to go back to the beginning, because no, who needs romance? Not in this movie. Like at the end, I really had to think back and be like, what have I been watching this whole time? Like, what have we been setting up for this crazy finale of, like, which is pretty cool, like all those visuals of the dead and stuff, and that's a pretty, like, horrifying image of them just like cutting into his skin, a bunch of them holding him down. And then you're like, okay, all right, they're telling their story on his skin, but are they, were they telling the story, were they trying to tell their story with that girl, the face they ripped off? Like, is she just being punished for offending them? Why does that matter? Why do we,
yeah,
it was
that's a good point. Nothing was written on her.
Yeah, so I was super confused trying to figure stuff out. But yeah, it seems like two stories smashed together, because I feel like if you just took out all the stuff with him being fake,
yeah,
and you just kind of set up what exactly was happening a little bit, like that's a really cool movie. That's a really cool story.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, like I said, all of a sudden she's down with the sickness.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
right. She's down with the sickness, and she just lets them carve into Captain Charlatan, and then she takes her rightful place. And then now, fast forward, he escaped, and he's caught again, and the mercenary skins him, and now we have the the book of blood all folded, neat, nice and neat, put in a suitcase. And what happens next happen?
I have no idea. Again, well,
it's fun to watch.
It's fun to watch. Yeah, he's got his skin peeled off in a suitcase.
Yeah,
and then it just starts bleeding, and then it keeps bleeding like The Shining. Blood keep pouring out, and then it literally fills the entire cabin.
And for some reason, he can't get out. The mercenary can't get out.
He drowns. Did he offend them? That seems to have traveled with the skin.
Yeah, so I was like, he's not in the house. The mercenary's not in the house. So
they never really explained why it traveled with him, or how he's still being carved on away from the crossroads.
Yeah. But she shows up at the cabin, and the blood is drained out by then, and you have the mercenary's dead body on the ground, and she takes the suitcase and takes the skin out, and that's kind of the end of the movie, really.
Yeah, and it's still, the skin is still being carved on. So the stories will.
That's right. That was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm down for all of that.
Yeah.
I
don't hate this movie. I'm just frustrated in parts.
No, I was frustrated too, because I was the same thing. Like, I see a good movie in here. I see a really cool story. It's just kind of lost in the shuffle of making a movie, and I don't know. Yeah. I think I talked to you about this before too. I can't really rip on movies too much anymore, because I've done it, and I know the curveballs people face when you have video notes, network notes, whatever actor issues, doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, it's just like a movie kind of works or it doesn't work, and I feel like this one at the end of it, I was like, yeah, this doesn't work. I don't get it. Like,
well, you know what it is with me and you, we get frustrated and angry sometimes, mostly because you could tell there's a lot of hard work put in a lot of these projects. Yeah. And you just like, like, damn it. It's frustrating. It's frustrating, so Nightfall says, is it worth a watch? Yeah, check it out for sure.
Honestly, for the practical effects alone, if you like that kind of movie that just shows some nasty blood,
or you're feeling horny,
I'm
just kidding. Yeah. But yeah, check it out. Both of these films are on Tubi, guys, if you want to check it out. So, oh my goodness. Egg Shed in the house. What's going on? He's saying hello. He's out and about. Good to see you. But yeah, is this I can't say this is a bad movie, just a little frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, it's teetering right on the edge of bad movie. But like, there's some actually like decent acting in it. And I remember at one point with the guy, with the clairvoyant guy, I forget what you called him, but he, like, I was watching him and like, the scene is not a good scene, but it's not his fault. He's trying. He's really trying. When it was the scene when he's saying like, look, I know I faked some stuff, but some of this is real.
Right.
That is tough dialogue to deliver.
Yeah. even camera simp man. Did good. Did you laugh? Did you laugh hysterically when he died?
Oh, I did, when he fell off the thing. Yeah, the big slow motion fall. And... no.
I was like, dude, what are you doing? Get out of the house.
Like a little bit of a cheesy effect of him falling over the railing.
I laughed. I laughed. But again, she's a good actress anyway. Definitely check it out, guys. We recommend that you check it out for sure, and get your own opinion of it. But yeah, a lot of potential, I would say.
A lot of potential.
I say remake this, and refined it. refine it.
Yeah,
you know, tweak
keep
it.
the makeup people, because I actually really liked all the makeup stuff, and I like the design of it too. Like with him getting carved on and stuff, it's nasty. It's really nasty, and they definitely deliver on that stuff.
And most importantly, when you guys remake this, whoever's going to remake this, keep the horniness. Don't give in.
Yeah,
don't give in to the politics of today.
There needs to be a nudity quota if you're doing this.
And speaking of nudity quota, we're going to get to the next. Again, this is the spicy episode of Yin-Yang reviews, man.
I know. I sort of didn't expect it to be. I will say, what I've learned about Clive Barker, you know how John Woo has the doves?
Right.
I think Clive Barker has beautiful women being torn to pieces. I think that's his thing. Like,
hey, people dressed up in black leather, man. You know, hey, that's what it is. What it is. Let's go.
It happens.
But now we're going to talk about Dredd. And what's interesting is both of these movies came out the same year.
Yeah,
I was like, what? So that's crazy. You got two Clive Barker like projects coming out. Did you see Rawhead?
No, I found it.
Rawhead. What is the fuck?
Rawhead Rex.
Thank you.
Yeah, I did not watch it yet.
It's
on my list of things.
Oh, should we make it part of the Yin Yang?
I'm down.
Should we do that, guys? Rawhead Rex since he's never seen it. It's been a long time since. Make sure the kids aren't in the room.
Yeah,
but it's
movie night.
It's a movie. But I think you'll get a kick out of it.
It's a good start.
Yeah. Here we go. Hashtag keep the horny.
Keep the horny.
There we go. Oh my goodness. But yeah, Dredd. Now we're talking. Now I was like, this is different. I'm liking this.
Yeah, heavy stuff.
Yeah. Plot synopsis, sir, for Dredd.
Oh yeah. Sorry, let me get it. Right here. 3 college students set out to document what other people dread the most. However, one of the 3...
You did the thing! You did the thing!
Ooh. Well, sorry, without a title like Dredd. Dredd. Sylvester Stallone. Stars as... However, one of the 3 turns out to secretly be a sadistic psychopath who uses this knowledge to gruesomely torture the subjects.
Spoilers.
Yeah, that is.
Speaking of spoilers, have you seen the trailer for Dredd?
No,
dude, they spoil the whole movie. The whole movie is spoiled, dude. Even the ending, everything. It's like, dude, why'd you do that? But anyway, it's directed by Anthony DiBlasi.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the thing. I have a big question for you, sir. Yeah. Have you seen? Oh, looks like this might be his first movie. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Have you seen Last Shift?
No, but I know about it.
Okay, we need to review that.
Okay, I think a friend that's in that movie actually.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard nothing but good things about Last Shift. It's been on the list for me to catch up and watch at some point.
Yeah.
However,
actually, oh yeah, no, you continue. I'll tell you.
However, I have not personally seen it. This is what I've heard. So these people may be wrong. The director remade his own movie, and I heard it's bad.
Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah. I knew he remade it. I knew he like
Malum.
Yeah, he shot Last Shift. It did really well, but I think it wasn't exactly what he wanted.
Yeah. And Malum's got the bigger production value, bigger budget movie, but I heard it's not good. It's what I've heard.
That's a bummer. Yeah. I did not hear that it wasn't good, but I believe you. Like you
never know. We might like it.
Yeah.
But I heard it's just that visceral, something about sometimes smaller budget movies has that grindhouse, grimy feel to it. And then when you add too much budget and you have to shine, it takes away. I mean, I don't know, man. It's like look at the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's exactly what I was just gonna say.
And then look at the remake, right?
Yeah.
The remake fun. For what it is, it's fun.
It's fine. But that first one it makes you feel gross. Like it makes you feel disgusting.
You got to take a shower right after, right?
Exactly.
Like I Spit on Your Grave, the original compared to the remake, same thing.
Yeah.
Good morning to you, McCloskey.
Oh, hello.
Yes. But Dredd, I'm like, okay, totally different type a movie. And what's interesting, both of these films had crazy beginnings. Like both of these. And right at the beginning, hold on. Right at the beginning,
that scene messed me up a little, man.
This poor family, he had this crazy psychopath, breaks into the house. Well, actually, okay. I'm going to go back to the classic comedic series, The IT Crowd. I think Moss is the character, and he says he never answers the door, and she goes, "Why do you answer your door when your doorbell rings and somebody comes to your door?" And he goes, he goes, an unanswered door is a happy door, right? He goes, it's not like there's somebody there with cake, okay? Like basically, don't just. It's the middle of the night. You got a stranger out there. Don't open your fucking door to go outside and talk to. What are you doing? What are you doing? So of course it goes bad. Yeah. The father gets fucked up, and then unfortunately the mother gets killed. And dude, brutal.
I mean, again,
brutal with the axe.
Insane practical effects. Like they were getting me with everything, and they were a little like these ones were a little. I don't want to say less artful, but it was very much like, here's a shot, here's the effect, boom. But it was really effective because the effects were nuts. It was like axes to a face, axes right in the chest that were being like pulled out, and then an arm gets lopped off, and it's like wildly graphic.
It's brutal, and I love the camera shots on the axe. Was really cool. That was really interesting. I don't think we've seen something like that. But yeah, it was brutal, and unfortunately, the only one left in the house is the child, who almost gets killed and gets away. But of course, as you do after seeing that and going through that, as an adult, he's fucked up.
He has a couple bad dreams.
He's it's not going too well. It's not going too well for him. But let me get back to, hold on a second. Let me get back to the cast here. We have Jackson Rathbone playing Stephen Grace, Han Steen playing Cheryl Fromm, and Laura Donnelly, who plays Abby. And you know what's funny? It's funny. As soon as Abby shows up in this movie, the character of Abby, I was like, oh, she's beautiful. Oh, yeah. Instantly, I was like, there's nothing wrong with you. Shut up. There's nothing wrong with you. But she has this, huge birthmark across her face, which you find out later goes all the way down half of her body. Yeah. She's still beautiful. I have absolutely no issues with her.
Startlingly so.
Yeah.
It's like Ready Player One.
I was just getting ready to say it. Dude, I was like, come on, that actress, bro. She's all like, I'm hideous. I can't show my face. Yeah. I'm like, shut up. You're still hot. Jesus. That bothered me in Ready Player One. Oh, here we go. Malum is awful, yet I find out it's his Last Shift remake. Why though? Yeah.
I think the way that I heard it, and again, this could be not correct, but I heard he made Last Shift for like nothing. It was labor of love, and it turned out really good, and people really liked it, and it was very successful. So he got an opportunity to make another movie, and he was like, "Well, I'm just going to do that one the way I wanted to do it." So he did it with a bigger budget, with a bigger cast, or something. Something I don't really know, but it's a bummer to hear it didn't really work out.
Yeah. And, hearing about this has given me an idea, actually. And Billy, if you're down, let me know. Directors who remade their own movies.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Video. Yeah. Because there's, believe it or not, there's several of them. Did it work? Did it fail? I think that would be an interesting discussion in the future. We should do that. I think we should do that. Yeah. I Saw the Devil. Oh,
I have shamefully not seen I Saw the Devil.
Bro, you are Mr. Suspense, and you're good at what you do, my friend.
Thank you.
But you will love, dude.
I know that's kind of one of the ones I've been saving. Like I have little kids, and I
know
work insane hours, and so like for the longest time, for like a 6-year stretch, I just have this list of movies that's been piling up. and I need to make my way through them. And I saw The Devil Is on there. Train to Busan was on there, and I finally saw that one and I loved it.
Oh, awesome. But yeah, this is like right up your alley, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see that one.
Oh yeah, just don't watch it dubbed.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay,
never.
thank God. See, Billy knows what's up.
Yeah,
you don't want to watch it and be like, I saw the devil. No, it's gonna ruin any fucking drama and shit. But yeah, brutal beginning. And again, very interesting kills for sure. But it doesn't go well for the adult version. Oh, let me get to his name. Oh, Laura Donnelly, she was amazing in Werewolf by Night. Have you seen that?
No, another one I'm saving.
That dude, oh man, especially if you're like me, you have a love for Universal horror movies.
I do.
It's an homage to that. That's all it is.
It's all black and white,
comic book character as well.
Yeah.
It's the best thing Disney's done since Endgame. Awesome. Disney Marvel.
Yeah.
I loved it. So
nice.
But she's great in that, dude. She's a fucking badass in that.
Oh, that's awesome.
She's great. And easy on the eyes as well.
Of course.
But
she doesn't have that hideous birthmark.
Oh God, gag. I'm gonna gag now. Jesus. Anyway. So talk about what's going on with our leads here.
Yeah, so he meets our crazy saw his parents get killed guy is all grown up now, meets these I think they're film students.
Yeah.
They need a thesis to talk about. So he starts saying, oh, you should talk. I forget how exactly it comes up in conversation, but he's like, oh, we should do it. You should do your thing on dread and people's fears and like get people to talk about their deepest, darkest fears. And that can be your thesis film. And so they decide to do it because he's got his own trauma.
Right.
Steven Jackson Rathbone. And he opens up about his own trauma, about his brother getting killed in a car crash when he was younger. And
I think that's how it came about. Yeah. That's how it came about. He was talking about that. But yeah, Sean Evans plays Quaid in the movie. And I don't know why. Everyone, again, back to really good acting.
Yeah.
Everyone did great in the movie. They were perfectly casted. But Sean, I don't know why. He was giving me Dennis Reynolds vibes.
Oh my God.
Throughout the whole movie, all I saw was Dennis Reynolds.
Yeah.
From It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
That's hilarious.
That's all I saw.
It's Always Sunny now. I'm watching, I'm making my way through It's Always Sunny. That's a perfect comparison.
Yeah, it's all I saw. This being horrible.
And he was like genuinely creepy the whole time, like beginning to end. And then spoilers in the end when it turns out he's just an absolute psychopath.
Right.
Like, actually, this tracks. This makes a lot of sense.
And it's very interesting too. And I see people probably having an issue with the ending. I see some people probably having an issue to where it goes, because you think at first, after going through this and dealing with this, you think at some point, hey, let's create this thesis. But you could tell he's kind of he wants help, but he doesn't want to say anything about his past.
Right.
So you think maybe by the end, he's like, he finally tells his side of the story, because everyone's being interviewed for this dread thesis, right? Why do people fear and all this stuff? You think at some point, he's gonna talk about his trauma and maybe try to get over it. But no, it goes the complete opposite. This is a good example of people that want help don't ask for help, and it goes bad.
Yeah.
For unfortunately for some people. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it takes an interesting approach to, like, because their whole thing is like, maybe we'll find some way by like confronting your fears and talking about the beast, in these people with existing trauma or this dread, like just confronting it and facing it. Is that going to somehow cure you or get you past it, at least get you to a functional place in life, so it's not overtaking you? They never really do too much about it. Like they show some interviews of people that have interesting stories and stuff, but they never really get into what they're making or how it's doing it. It's very focused on.
We're just interviewing people, and then we'll throw it together. We'll edit it together.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, when this character showed up, were you like me and going, is the lead actor playing two roles? What's going on here?
Oh, for a second, I was like, oh, they sat him down in front of the. Oh, that's a different guy.
It's a different guy. I was like, they look alike. Jesus Christ!
And that guy was the most tragic character in the whole movie. I think his story, was really like that. Really got me.
Yeah,
I didn't expect him to sort of come back after that interview. They showed like a bunch of interviews with people, and then he told the story about being deaf. Or temporarily deaf when he was a kid. He got hit by a car, and for like 3 years he was deaf, and that's the trauma that like triggers him and like sends him back into that childhood state if his hearing starts to go again. It like just shut him down. I thought that was a really interesting story.
Yeah.
And so when he came back, I was like, oh no, I see where this is going.
Yeah. And it's pretty tragic. And we're gonna get to that. But they all start to her backstory. This is like the love interest for our lead here. Was really fucked up. And it makes complete sense why she doesn't like meat. It's not the, I'm a vegan and I like the smell of my own farts.
Yeah,
because there's different levels of vegan. There's cool vegans. I have vegan friends.
Yeah,
he's like, hey, try this up. I was like, hey, that's pretty good, right? But he's not like looking down on people who eat meat and being a fucking asshole about it.
Yeah,
right. But her situation, it's really fucked up. She went through some trauma with her father, who worked at a meat packing plant. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And he would come home every night smelling of meat, and unfortunately he did some horrible things to her, and that's why she just can't do it. But everyone kind of confessed except for our lead antagonist here, that you don't know there's the antagonist yet until he starts to flip out, but he completely refuses. That kind of pissed me off immediately, actually.
Oh yeah,
when he's like, after her turn, he's like, yeah, that's trauma, baby. That's what we're looking for. They turned the camera on him, and he's like, no, fuck you.
Yeah.
I was like, no, man, no. I was like, no, that kind of made me mad.
No. Your turn now.
Yeah, exactly.
And he liked to flip out in other ways.
Exactly. And there was kind of several red flags already.
Yeah.
That if I was friends with this dude, I would have probably been like, you know what, man, it was cool hanging out, but we're gonna part ways. Peace out, son. Because and I was like, if this motherfucker apologizes one more time,
I know.
If he apologizes one more time, because he would flip out.
Oh yeah,
and go crazy, and then right after, like crazy, like violent.
Yeah,
violent.
Smashed their whole the whole thesis. Smashed all their hard drives. Smashed the camera.
He attacked one of the other interviewees.
Oh, that's right. When she was faking it. Yeah,
but he realized he was faking it, and then but still he assaulted her.
You can't, like, people can be dicks. You can't actually attack them.
Right. Okay. Yeah, but like he would like go have these crazy psychopath moments, and then right afterwards, hey man, hey,
sorry,
man. Hey,
sorry, I was such an asshole.
Look, hey.
That part of the movie.
Let's go grab a beer, man. Let's get something to eat. My treat, man. You get something to eat. You can even
difficult.
Yeah.
I like that he had that attitude of like, oh, come on, hey. Sometimes friends smash each other's computers.
Sumo.
Watch that movie. You're not going to be as hungry after.
No, you're not going to be. But,
that part of the movie, though, when he did that and smashed all their stuff and like basically ruined their thesis and like put them in jeopardy at school and everything. They pulled a little of what Book of Blood did, where it was like, oh, he's a con man. Actually, it's real. This one, he like smashed all their stuff, and it's like this big moment of like, what are they going to do? And then he's like, we had backups. It was fine. And then and kind of got through that. And so it's a little bit of like, all right, well, no consequences then. Okay.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Hey, come on, I got beer.
I got backups.
It's fine.
Look, I'm gonna pay for the equipment.
Yeah.
All right. You're like, die! Fuck all of you! Fuck you! Hey, man, let's catch a movie. Let's catch a movie. Die! I hope you all die. Fuck you. Hey, you seen that movie Bone Cold? Looks pretty good.
Yeah, hey, let's go watch it together.
Go check out Bone Cold, man. Hey.
That won't trigger either of us. Yeah, it was very the signs were all there, I guess.
Yeah. You know what? To be honest, if Sumo for no reason just flipped down on me and was like cursing me out for no reason, and then physically attacked me, grabbed my favorite watch, and destroyed it, I probably would have ended the friendship right there.
Yeah, I feel like I don't need that in my life. I don't need friends that like physically assault me with a baseball bat.
Yeah, and then if we're following the rules of this movie, Sumo will come, he'll hit me up, and he'll. I'll be like, all right, you're cool. We're friends again. I love the guy. I can't. Come on. We're best buds. I love the guy. But
that's the way. That was the secret. That's the way to get you back right there.
That's it. Love you, man. Well, hold on a second. Hey, Jesus, man. Oh my goodness. But yeah, there's definitely some red flags here for sure. I mean, even when he apologized, he's like, "Look, I already paid for it. I turned in your thesis, so you got it. I think you got it like an A or B plus or something like that.
B plus.
That's right. Yeah. That's right." And he's like, "Yeah, come on, get in. I'll take you home." And then as soon as he gets in the car, he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna run into this wall, man. Yeah. It's time for you to face your fears, man."
I know, and I love too. He's like, I'm not even really that scared of this. Like, and he said it before too. He's like, I'm really not that scared. Like, my brother died in a car wreck.
Yeah,
I'm not really that scared of cars. I understand what happened, and he was kind of coping.
Yeah,
and he was like, "No, you're gonna relive your fear. Slam us into this wall." Damn, dude. Okay.
And then he swerves because he grabs the steering wheel. And then he gets out, and then he's all like, hold on, I gotta have to. Oh, come on, man. Come on, I'm just drunk. Man. Come on, I need help, man. I think that was the one and only time he actually asked for help.
I think so. Yeah.
But it was by that point, like, dude, you almost murdered the guy you're asking help for. Too. I mean, come on. But I loved how the other guy was like, "Fuck off," and he walks away. He's like, finally.
Yeah, my God.
Maybe he was hesitant to leave this guy, even though through all the red flags, because I mean, even he says that I don't think he has any friends. I think that was brought up.
And his girl, in the beginning, like, you see them, their bond is really strong. Like, they bond over this trauma. They're going to work on this project together. And like, again, with the horniness, like, he wakes up, he passes out at dude's house, wakes up, and there's just a girl on the couch with him. And as he wakes up, she wakes up, and then they just go at it, and they just have sex on the couch. And like, hey, that's a good friend, I guess, if you are partying that like that together, like, so yeah, someone who's lonely with no friends, it makes sense.
And he's all about living life, going out and partying and clubbing, and and he's like, "You got to live, man. What are you afraid to live, man? That's what you're afraid of. That's your fear. You're afraid to live."
I'm afraid to die and crash into walls and be hit with a baseball bat. That's what I'm afraid of, dude.
But yeah, I think that's probably why he's so reluctant to leave him.
Yeah,
because he doesn't have any friends, and even the girl he really loves, really likes, and he wants to get with later. This character here.
Yeah.
There's nothing but good-looking people in this movie, dude.
This is a very
I don't think there was one ugly female in this whole movie.
No.
And there's a lot of cinematography, if you know what I'm saying.
Clive Barker.
So if you guys are into the cinematography, and that does it for you.
I thought of something. I wasn't going to say it, but now we're talking about it. Before we started this, I was going to say this is the Yin-Yang reviews the torn up titties edition.
Yeah, that was interesting.
The scene with the strippers, or the one stripper where he's having his hallucination back to the murder of his parents while this woman is like dancing in front of him, and her body is just being like torn up this like a beautiful, gorgeous, naked woman.
Yeah.
Just like wounds appearing on her body. And like they don't hold back too. You see like skin ripping, and then man, that got me pretty good too.
Like, what was funny was she's like normal. She's looking at him like, what the fuck are you looking at? Like, what's your problem? Because he's like looking like this and he's backing away.
Flaps,
and while she's looking at while she's looking at him, she's getting all cut up, and she, but yeah, I was kind of fucking funny because he keeps seeing images of the killer, like the killer's still gonna come for him, right?
Yeah,
that's why he has the nightmares and the trauma.
They never
it's funny because he sits down with the beer and he looks across the stripper dance floor, and the serial killer's just like he sits on the other side with the beer, like looking at him.
Cheers, bro. Enjoy the show.
Yeah. But it's all in his head. Yeah, it's on his head. And unfortunately for Abby, he takes advantage of her. Abby does her interview. She really likes Stephen Grace. Stephen. She really likes him, and but he's in love with Cheryl. He's in love with Cheryl. So that was embarrassing. She like takes her clothes off and hoping to get lucky, and he's like, sorry, my heart's somewhere else. I love her response. Her response was fucking great. What does that even fucking mean? That was great.
Yeah, I felt bad for her in that moment. That's actually kind of a moment that's rare in a movie like this. I feel like where someone is like very emotionally vulnerable and like it's very real. That's something that happens constantly with people. You open up to someone, they reject you for whatever reason, and it's hard. It's like hard to watch, and you understand after she opened up, not just with showing her whole birthmark, but like her whole story about it and what it means to her and how it's messed up her life. Like
she's not as pretty. She's not as pretty as her sisters, and she wants to be normal.
I don't even think did I miss the picture of the sisters? I
don't think they showed it
because I didn't see it. They talked a lot about how her sisters were so pretty, and
I don't think they showed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to think like
if they did, it was like a split second. You can but yeah, it sucks that our hey man, hey, you're pretty. Okay, there's all kinds. What is like? There's all different versions of sexy. He was like telling her how sexy she was, and he takes advantage of her, and then a horrible thing happens later. He posts a video of when he painted her, and he put up on the camera, "You will never. This is your reality. You will never be normal." And see if I have a photo here.
That was pretty
this right here, because she wanted a painting of herself normal, without the birthmark. And this video goes viral everywhere, and of him putting the birthmark back on, and he's like, "This is your reality. You'll never be normal," and which leads to her hurting herself. We never revisit her though.
Yeah, she's in the hospital, I think.
She goes to the emergency room.
She goes into the emergency room,
but we never
in a bathtub and bleaching and scrubbing.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Like scraping off the birthmark and like, that was a pretty gross scene too.
Yeah, because she's horrendous.
Oh god, horrifically ugly.
I was hoping she got it all off.
Yeah, basically the Elephant Man.
Dude, we are here, bro. I was literally about to say Ready Player One. Like I was like right off the.
I mean, it's like. And I get it, like I get it. Like someone with a birthmark might feel like that's maybe a little unfair, and probably, but that is a gorgeous woman, birthmark or no.
Exactly. But so we don't really revisit her. But let's go ahead and fast forward to this hilarious scene here. Oh my god, dude! The way he knocked out this dude, I was laughing.
I was chuckling at that.
Dennis Reynolds in action here. I don't know if that was supposed to be funny, but I was dying, man, because it was just like, "Hey, you want something to drink?" And unfortunately for this character, man, the torture begins.
Yeah,
he's gone now. He was already on edge, this character, but now he's gone full torture mode now, and unfortunately he tortures this character and blows his eardrums, I believe, with the pistol, making him deaf again. Which was he just scared from was he I don't know. He kept calling for his mommy.
Yeah, when he opens up in his original interview, he talked about how like that when his hearing gets muffled again, it sort of like brings him back to that time, and he like feels like a little kid again, really scared of a little kid. Okay. And so I think he's just like absolutely petrified, feeling like a little kid. So he's like
anybody, anybody would too. Anybody, I mean, come on.
I struggle with cruelty in movies. Like I can like horrific violence, whatever, you know, just
it's practical effects. It's fantasy. It's practical effects.
It's fine. But there's something about like cruelty like that really gets me. And that scene, I was like, oh God, like I know where this is going. I know what's gonna happen. Like it's gonna be horrible to watch. And then sure enough, it was horrible to watch.
What is it? Hey, consider yourself lucky. You fought the beast and the beast won, or something like that. He said something like that afterwards.
The beast just won. Sorry.
God damn it.
Which makes no sense.
Hey, crackers? Crackers? You want some tea? But unfortunately, for Cheryl, she goes back to try to recoup what's left in his house, and finds a hidden door in the back, and finds all the paintings that he painted, which he claimed right after he gets done painting them, he throws them away. He burns them or he throws them away.
Yeah.
But apparently he did not do that. He kept all of them, but now they're all cut up and slashed up. Clearly there's something wrong here. Now, after what happened with Abby, did you buy Steven grabbing the axe and then going crazy to get revenge? I kind of feel like I like if he knew what was going on with Cheryl, this would have made more sense.
Right. Yeah. I would have. I get it, like story wise, you know, he's turning it on him. He's doing what crazy guy is doing to everybody else. Yeah, he's Quaid. Thank you. He's turning Quaid's methods on him, which I'm like, cool, that tracks. But it is a little bit like it wasn't quite set up as much as I'd hoped.
Right. Because I would have felt it's not terrible. It's not terrible.
Yeah, but a bit of a leap. It's a little bit of a leap.
Yeah. I would have felt like more, emotionally invested if he knew what happened to Cheryl, and he's like, "Fuck this dude! I'm going to murder this dude."
Yeah, because ultimately what he did was like a horrible, horrible thing, but it wasn't necessary. Like because what he did to Abby was basically humiliate her and make her try to take her own life, basically.
Yeah.
Which is not something you go chop down a door for. That's more like, you go rescue somebody or someone needs to be stopped right then and there.
Or just go there to kick his ass.
Yeah.
Like beat the shit out of him. Like that would have made more sense. But still it's still kind of works.
It's a little nitpicky. Yeah, but I'm there with you. Like it was a bit of a leap. And I realized, okay, we're gonna go here now.
But it's funny because he does all this, from The Shining here. And chopping down the door, and then he stops and he goes, "Bring your ass out here!" I'm like, you think he's gonna come out now after you chop the door down? And then Dennis Reynolds just walks out of the room with the pistol. You think you're trying to scare me? You think you can scare me?
And then a gun. Okay, got it.
He knocks him out, and then he ties him up and makes him unfortunately watch what happens to Cheryl. Go ahead and tell the audience what's going on here.
So he's got Cheryl
confronted. Hold on. I'm sorry. I forgot to mention Cheryl found this room, and because she found an extra room, a hidden door, and she found this room, turned around, and Sean caught her.
Right.
And then okay, but back to this.
Takes her, and he's gonna make her face her fears of eating meat. So he locks her in this room by herself, no way out, and only a big slab of meat in there to eat. And he's gonna see how long that she lasts, and it's really gross.
Because it's fucked up.
It's really nasty, and he said what, like 6 days she had been in there.
Yeah,
and you see the meat rotting.
Yeah, the longer she waits to eat the meat, the maggots are forming now.
Yep.
and it's kind of fucked up. And
yeah, he's watching her on video so he can see
she's so out of it. So she's seeing things, and she's like, you know, like this. And then eventually, she tries her hardest not to give in. But then
you see her just you take big bites of that rotten, disgusting, maggoty meat, and no thanks.
Yeah, it was fucked up. But it gets worse. It gets worse.
It gets worse. Yeah.
It gets worse. So while this is going on, Sean hears somebody else in the house. He doesn't know it's this character. Basically just wanders out of the hospital. Nobody even knows he's gone, and goes straight back to the house. And our boy here gets free from his chair. And now he's like, well, now I got to kill this motherfucker for realsies now. And he grabs a knife, and he sneaks up behind Sean. And I did not expect what happens. I did not see that coming at all. But after this traumatic experience, this character's gone.
Mm-hmm.
He's gone. And he almost gets the drop on Sean. And he almost, has the dagger up. He's going to kill him. And then out of nowhere, hatchet, boom. The same hatchet that he was using earlier, that he got from the hospital. The same axe, just boom. Great effect too. Like it's really sunk in deep.
Yeah.
And even Sean was like in shock. Even Sean was in shock. He's like, "What the fuck?
What?
What is going on?" Yeah. And this character's like literally looking at Steven, and he's just laughing. As Steven falls down and he's dying, he's just looking at him laughing. And then Sean has him dead to rights, and so he just shoots him in the back of the head, and then drags Steven's body into where she is. And I knew exactly what he was going to do.
Yep.
I knew exactly what he was going to do. Go ahead and talk about the finale there.
So after she's eaten the disgusting rotten meat, she's bought herself a little more time, but he brings Steven's body into the room and drops it and throws a knife in the floor and says, what do you say? See how long you could last before you eat this?
Yeah.
Before you get through this?
Yeah.
And just her face too, her acting that moment too is pretty intense.
Yeah, because she had feelings for Steven.
That was
at that point.
Yeah, that was.
And she's like screaming, like "Fuck!" She's bringing in this dead body right in front of me.
Yeah.
I've been tortured for 6 days, and now you bring in my, hope I thought was maybe my future husband, and then like dead, and now you're forcing me to eat this dude. This is a crazy movie, man.
Yeah, that was a crazy ending.
And then that's how it ends, guys.
Yeah, that's just the
door shuts as she's screaming over the body of Steven, and then credits.
Yeah,
and
he like says something. Wild. He said something in that moment, and I don't remember what it was because I was just like, did he seriously just throw her boyfriend's dead body in there to eat?
Yeah. No, I think you said what he said. Like, have good luck trying not to eat this or something.
Yeah.
But he threw a fork down and a knife or something like that.
Yeah.
And this is the last shot you see before the door shuts, and evil wins in this one. Mm-hmm. This is one of these horror movies where evil wins.
Evil wins like flawless victory too. There wasn't even a chance for anyone to win this. Like,
you tore up the beat, yeah.
Oh yeah, me too.
But very visceral ending. It's like, oh shit. All right, movie ends like this. Okay, so I had no issues with the ending. It's just one of those endings. Mm-hmm. But somebody who needed help didn't get help in time, and this is what happens. This could happen.
Yeah,
this could happen.
Interesting to be said for like what the story is talking about, where they're talking about these past traumas in their lives and the dread that they feel and the weight that their past holds on them and things, and like exploring that, leaving it untreated or leaving it, as is. What can happen, showing what can happen if it's just left untreated, or you just ignore it, or if you can't fight, if the beast wins, like there's something really interesting with that.
The beast won basically at the end of this movie. I could see some people watching the movie and be like, that's it, or they're they don't like the ending because not that many people like it when evil wins.
True. Yeah.
But I have no issues with it because sometimes it's good to have a different type of ending.
Yeah.
When you have too many happy endings all the time, it's fucking horrible.
It also defeats the purpose a lot of the time.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know.
Dread. The name of the movie is
Dread.
Dread.
And now everyone will have dread for the rest of their lives after watching this movie. Yeah, I liked it. I liked how it ended, and it felt right. Like it felt correct to talk about like this character. Like, he's never going to get over that. He never got over that.
Yeah,
and we have now explored all of that. And he has become that. Like, you can become your dread. Like, that's really cool. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I wouldn't have had any issues if Sean died also. Like they all died.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I wouldn't have had a problem with that either. Like Sean still gets it.
Mm-hmm.
But no, the movie's like, nope, dread. You're gonna have dread. So yeah, crazy movie, man. Crazy movie. Yeah. But I really liked it.
Heavy. I think it kind of like, for me, just like thinking from a writing standpoint, it's a little bit nitpicking, but like how Book of Blood had that whole like what felt like a tangential middle, and really the story is the beginning and the end. I felt like this one may have been a little bit that too. Like there was a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff like in the middle of the movie where they were just kind of working on their thesis and not much was happening, in terms of like their own psychoses or what they were dealing with.
Yeah.
So it kind of was treading water for a little while. And I thought,
I agree
that out. Then you've got a really like tight knit thriller. But that being said, like, who gives a shit? Like, I really liked the opening, and there was so much stuff that like I usually judge a movie's merits just for me personally, like on what I'm gonna remember, what really sticks with me, and so I'm gonna remember this shit pretty well. Like,
did you get a new poster in the back? Is that a new poster on the left, or?
Oh, that is In the Mood for Love.
Oh, okay. What's on that? Oh, dude, that's insane, bro.
And Night of the Hunter.
Dude, we got to talk about The Hunter in the future. We have
that's one of my favorites. That I
dude 4K,
but
4K, bro.
I haven't seen
in 4K.
Oh my god!
But what's crazy about you mentioning In the Mood for Love on the right is I literally on Saturday just interviewed action director icon Jude Poyer for his movie Mayhem, which is wild. You'll Mayhem. But he has a poster of In the Mood for Love on the back.
Oh, that's hilarious.
He talked about it. So that's good. That's insane, dude.
That's amazing.
That's kind of cool.
It's a great movie if you've ever seen it. It's talk about the horniest movie ever. That movie is whew.
Would The Hunter be considered a dark comedy? Because there were some moments in that movie where I was like, "Oh, this is
like him in
crazy," and then there was moments in that movie I was busting up laughing, bro. So I don't know.
That's a pretty up and down kind of movie.
We'll talk about it in the future for
sure.
We got to revisit that one. That's it. Next Yin-Yang, The Hunter, and Rawhead Rex. We'll see what we're gonna do. There's a plethora of options out there. But this was a blast, brother. Bringing back, kicking in the new year, 2024, son. With the
Barker style.
Yin-Yang reviews coming back. We'll discuss. It won't be a weekly show like it was kind of last year.
Yeah, we were doing pretty well there for a little while.
I'm so busy now, and you're so busy now that making it a weekly show will be kind of tough. But it'll definitely be a monthly show for sure.
Yeah, I can make
if
that.
We can, and if I'm free and we could sneak in 2 a week, 2 a month, that'd be fun.
Oh, so. I'm down. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm definitely down. No, I had a blast. And like, I feel like watching movies like this back to back, where it's just kind of like whiplashing back and forth between things.
Yeah.
Like, there were a lot of similarities with these two, like, Clive Barker themed, but I thought it was really cool that one was ghosts in the afterlife and other dimensions and whatever. And then Dread is just like this internal, very like grounded kind of slasher, almost like psychological slasher.
Right.
It was a really interesting pairing.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Busy says, "Why are you live streaming at 8 in the morning?" Great. Well, it's not 8 in the morning where I live at, so it might be 8 in the morning where you're at.
You don't want to see me at actually 8 in the morning, man.
No, we're on evening time over here right now. So
yeah.
Actually later for you, right? A little bit later for you.
Oh no, I'm LA. It's 6:30 for me now.
Oh, okay. I thought you were East Coast for some reason.
I'm from the East Coast.
Okay.
I still have my East Coast like phone number. So I'll call people sometimes. They'll be like, "Where the hell is 207?" Maine, my friend. That's Maine. Area code no one has ever seen.
That's right. The land of Stephen King novels.
Exactly.
But this was a blast, man. Always talking movies with you. If you guys are curious, definitely check out both films. Dread and Book of Blood are on Tubi.
And again, that's DREAD, not DREDD.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, I love both of those movies, even the Stallone one.
I haven't seen the
Stallone one's a guilty pleasure, man. Stallone one's a guilty pleasure of mine. And make sure you guys check out our last one. This was great. We had a blast with this one.
Yeah, that one is really fun.
Will we revisit, or not revisit, but will we talk about the sequels? I don't know. Sometimes they come back. I don't know if maybe we'll see. It depends on how we feel.
Yeah,
because there's like there are 2 more sequels, right?
I think there are two more. Yeah,
right.
I've never seen them, so I don't know, and I haven't heard much about them, which is also very telling.
Oh my goodness, I know, right? But this was a blast. Y'all know what you need to do. That's right. Follow Billy Hansen. Link is in the description box below of this video. Follow him on his filmmaking journey. Make sure you guys check out Bone Cold, Amazon Prime, Peacock. And Bone Cold will be coming in to Tubi in March, correct?
March, yep. I think it's March 18th. I think that's when it is. But it'll be exclusively on Tubi.
Yeah, there you go, guys. All right, guys. Keep watching movies. Keep being awesome. Got tons of stuff next week. Versus. Oh, yeah. It's been a year. Versus, the extremely popular series on the channel. It's been a year. Versus is returning next week, and we have a huge gigantic panel of special guests, and just wait. I'm gonna have the community vote, because I like to do that for every versus. I'll have the community vote for which movie they think is better, and then if we have a tie during versus, they can break the tie.
Oh, nice.
But wait till you see both movies. If you're a channel member and patron member, hey, you guys already know what we're doing next week. But people are gonna be like, "Oh, fuck this!" They're gonna bring an emotion. It's gonna be an emotion. They're gonna be like, "What? Oh, this is some bullshit!" Or, "Oh man, I can't wait to see this." That's the emotion I'm looking for. So stay tuned next Thursday at 5 p.m. Versus returns, baby. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and enjoy yourself. Hopefully, you guys have a great weekend. I'll be working. got paid bills. But this platform is all about discussing cinema, baby.
Yeah,
hanging out with awesome Pilly, awesome
iPad right there. Oh, you probably can't see it, but it's
speak of the English.
Yeah.
What do you got? What is that? Let me blow it up.
Oh, I was just showing you that I have a script right here, but you can't see it because it's all blanked out. That's literally what I have to my right. So as soon as we're done here,
is the script horny?
It's gonna be now.
Will you have a birth defect character?
I'm gonna have a horrifically ugly character with a mole on her face. That's gonna be the only thing that's gonna be wrong. Maybe glasses.
No, she has to be gorgeous. She's got to be gorgeous, or a really handsome guy, and have one mole with a tiny hair sticking out.
Yeah,
and that's his trauma. Everybody makes fun of him.
Yeah, exactly.
They go mole, 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 mole. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.
Bye.